Getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be a challenge. Finding out which cards you need and how to build your deck takes time. Using an old tin filled with shitty cards, I decided to try my luck. Each week I have a budget of $5, with which I can buy Yu-Gi-Oh! Product that will help me upgrade my deck to a competitive beast. Let's get back up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 6 of Up to Speed. Get comfy and please enjoy the episode. Today we finally get to do some proper upgrades and hopefully put them to good use. Now, without further ado, let's go straight into the opening. First things first, boys, we need to address the storage issue. We can't keep on carrying our deck around in the old ass tin, so I spent $1.80 on a Dragon Shield deck shell. This thing can easily fit our full deck and some more, and I think that it matches our sleeve color perfectly. The cost of delivery for the package came at $3, which sums up to $4.80. This would normally mean that we hit our budget limit, but we have the token from the last episode still available. That's why I dropped exactly $3 on this thing. We got some cards, boys. First off, we have two Caligo Claw Crow. The crows are great extenders and will definitely do a lot for the consistency of our opening hands. These two cost us 60 cents, so we have a nice amount of money left and that will get us a lot of cards. But I spent all of it on a single card. And the card that I got is this shiny beast. We got the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, boys. This thing can negate a monster effect and destroy it, plus it gains its attack until the end of the turn. Additionally, it can smash some big beaters by stealing their attack and adding it up to its own. Overall, this thing should be a huge power up to our ability to end games quickly and securely. We have opened all of the stuff that we got, now let's see how we can use it. First off, I'm dropping Crystal Wing into the extra deck, which is now at 14 cards total. Looking at the deck and the footage from the last episode, I noticed some important issues with our main deck. Quillbolt should drop to 1, as it's usually just a dead card anyway, and card destruction doesn't really fit the deck's playstyle anymore. It was useful at the beginning of this series, when the deck couldn't get to the combo starters reliably, but right now it just isn't doing anything else than taking up a slot that a more useful card could have. Out of the two, I'm only taking out card destruction, as we don't have a good replacement for Quillbolt at the moment. I'm putting card destruction into the side deck and replacing it with MST, which is now at 3 copies in the main deck. The second issue that we have is Ronin Toadin. Since it's banned, we can't get to Totally Awesome as easily as we could before. Additionally, we have Crystal Wing now, so we don't really need to buy Totally anymore. This allows us to drop the last of the frogs from the deck, and we don't need to waste our money on more expensive cardboard. With the frogs gone, we have enough space for both crows, with the third spot still opened up. After a bit of thinking, I decided to return Unknown Synchron back to the deck. It can be useful in situations where we get our board wiped and need to rebuild it. But it definitely isn't the first option for Junk Speeder's effect. Well, we used all of the cards that we got today, so let's check out some of the combo updates that we have. The most crucial thing that happened to our deck since the last combo update is the increase in options of going full combo. We have multiple ways of ending on a level 3 tuner and 2 level 2 monsters. We have 3 requirements that we need to fulfill. We need to normal summon Junk Synchron, we need a level 2 in the grave, and we need a way to summon an additional level 2 to the board. The first option is a hand with a random Synchron, Junk Converter, and either Doppel Warrior, Synchron Carrier, or Caligo Claw Crow. This allows us to get Junk Converter to grave while searching for Junk Synchron, which in combination with any of the 3 other monsters opens up the full combo. Other options of doing the same combo are a lot more inconsistent, as they rely either on chance, good starting hand, or a T-set to pray that we survive until our next turn. So, after going full combo, we should have the following game state in front of us. Going first, we should have a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and F8 on Dragster on board with 3 additional cards in hand off of Nitro Synchron and Librarian. With 2 negates on board, we should be able to just fold any of the opposing decks that we encounter at the current level. Going second, we don't really have a great way to break locks and play through multiple negates, but the end state should be a satellite warrior that basically nuked the opponent's field and colossal fighter that gets fucking huge off our dead monsters. These two alone should have enough attack to punch for an OTK. Okay, so in conclusion, we are looking decent in the going first department. But we should definitely invest into some hand traps if we want to be at least competitive when going second. But the best way to test that is to play some games, and that is exactly what we are about to do. Well, here we are, after waiting for 2 weeks to finally play some children's card games. And our first match is the same as the last time, a Blue Eyes brick deck. The opponent starts off by summoning Protector with the Eyes of Blue, with which he can special summon White Stone of Ancients. He pops the stone with Protector and summons Blue Eyes from his hand. With this move, he synchro summons Azure Eyes Silver Dragon that revives back his Blue Eyes. In his end phase, Stone triggers and summons Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon from his deck, which is a cheeky move as it must be first special summoned by its effect. I start my turn by using Tuning that searches Junk Synchron and mills MST. I use Unknown Synchron's effect and special summon it, then normal summon Junk Synchron, after which I can special summon Junk Servant. With Servant and Mystery Boy, I can get to Junk Speeder and start our combo. I decide to go straight into Crystal Wing and beat over his alternative dragon for 3000 damage and pass the turn. He starts off by triggering the Azure Eyes in the standby phase, but I get rid of it with the negate of Crystal Wing. Using Claw of Hermos, he summons Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword that equips itself to his Blue Eyes, and that boosts its attack to 5500. But it's no use when he slams into my Crystal Wing, as it gains the current attack of the monster that it's battling with. He ends his turn and proceeds to scoop up. Game 2, he goes first again and bricks, so he just sets a monster and passes. I once again drop Tuning that searches me Junk Synchron and mills Boost Warrior. I do the thing and get 3 monsters on the field and climb to Junk Speeder, but the opponent drops Effect Veiler, and that is the end of our combo. I slam into his set monster, which is Stone, and that summons him Blue Eyes in the end phase. Azure Eyes gets summoned in his main phase, and then he Dark Holes, which clears my board. Azure Eyes revives his Blue Eyes and they punch me for 5500. On my turn, I attempt to do something with Librarian, but it's already game there, so we can go to game 3. I make him go first this time, and he uses Foolish Burial to dump White Stone of Legend, which searches him a Blue Eyes. Using Polymerization, he searches 3 of his dragons to summon Blue Eyes alternative Ultimate Dragon. And that's it. I go off and go full combo with both Speeder and Librarian. I end on Crystal Wing and Colossal Fighter. Crystal Wing smacks his dragon and Colossal Fighter punches directly. I end my turn on a set MST and Tuning. He uses Beacon of White to revive his big boy, but on attack declaration on my Colossal Fighter I flip MST to pop Beacon of White, which banishes his monster. And that's it, boys. He scoops for the second time and we win our first match of the day. Crystal Wing is definitely paying off immediately, and counting the last match of the previous episode, we are back on a win streak of 2. Speaking of which, the second match is against a Charmer deck, even though it was supposed to be against Cyber Dragons, but the opponent couldn't make it. I start off with Tuning and mill Nitro Synchron, which isn't ideal. I use Converter to search a second Junk Synchron, and then I summon it, which revives Converter, which summons Doppel Warrior from hand. Summoning Speeder with Converter, I can revive Nitro Synchron, and then use the Speeder's effect. Going full combo, I go +3, and then on Librarian, and Crystal Wing with a set Mirror Force in the back. The opponent starts off with a set back row, and then summons Luna, which searches the Water Familiar Possessed. She then special summons Dogmatica Aidin, and does an illegal play. So another cheeky move today, boys. She summons the Earth Awakening of the Possessed without an Earth monster as tribute. It revives Luna, and she uses Spirit Charmers to set Possessed Partnership and search Awakening of the Possessed, which she activates. Attempting to attack my Librarian, I flip Mirror Force and bounce her monsters. This makes her pass, and I draw for turn. Using MST that I drew, I get rid of her set Partnership, but she chains it and I feel like an idiot for doing that. Reviving the Water Familiar Possessed, she draws a card off of Awakening. I attempt to summon Dragster, but nope, gets flipped, and the only thing I can do is punch her monster and deal 800 damage with tokens. She summons her Luna, which searches and triggers Awakening to draw another card. she attempts to bounce my Crystal Wing, but I negate. On my turn, I draw 1 for 1, with which I get to Jet Synchron and Junk Speeder. Using them with tokens, I climb into Dark Strike Fighter and go into battle phase. I punch directly with both monsters and then use Dark Strike Fighter's effect to pop itself for that sweet burn damage. That ends game 1. Game 2, she goes first and sets 3 back row and the monster. I start by summoning Carrier and Junk Synchron, with which I summon Speeder, but she flips Crackdown. This basically ends my turn, so I just set a Mirror Force and Living Fossil and pass. On her turn, she flips Theo and summons Crowley that changes to Earth Attribute. Using them, she summons Nefarious or Archfiend and revives Theo with its effect. She then flips Cold Bite to banish Junk Synchron, which is a weird flex, and passes on that. I draw into Steam Synchron, which I summon, then use Living Fossil to revive Carrier, but she has another Nope set, and that ends our turn there. On her turn, she summons the Wind Familiar Possessed and uses it to summon Tornado Dragon, which clears my back row. She then smacks my Synchron and attacks me directly. I draw Converter, which I use with Cyber Synchron to search Junk Synchron. On its effect activation, she flips Partnership and pops it, so I have to end my turn on Carrier and Doppel Warrior. This game is a disaster, boys. She draws Adhara and uses it to Synchro summon Stardust Charge Warrior, which draws her a card, while Nefariouser searches her Awakening. She attacks, and that's game 2 to her. I start off game 3 with Converter to search Junk Synchron, which allows me to climb into Speeder. Converter revives Nitro Synchron, and I use it to get out Nitro Warrior and draw a card. I then summon Crystal Wing and drop Pot of Avarice to draw 2 more cards. Drawing into Tuning, I use it to search another Junk Synchron. She starts her turn by summoning Luna and using her to search to get Ausa. She then activates Fairy Tales and summons Ausa off of it. After that, she activates Ichirin and sets 2 back row. Using both monsters, she summons Nefariouser, which revives Luna, to which I can chain Crystal Wing's effect to negate. Because of Ichirin, I then chain MST to pop it to get rid of its negate. This allows me to clear her monsters, and she passes the turn to me with another set back row. I summon Carrier and use it to summon Unknown Synchron. With Carrier and Steam Synchron, I summon Librarian, which gets negated by Solomon Warning. I punch her with Crystal Wing and pass. She draws a Crowley and flips Partnership, which pops my Crystal Wing. She proceeds to clear my board and it's back to me. I get very lucky as I draw Foolish Burial. I use it to draw Quillbolt and then summon Junk Synchron that revives Carrier. I special summon Servant and Quillbolt revives itself. I can climb into Junk Speeder that I got back to extra deck with Pot. I mess up here and summon a token off of Carrier, which is supposed to be negated, but that doesn't impact the game at all. Going into Nitro Warrior, she flips another Solomon Warning to get rid of it. This forces me to end on Dragster. To summon it, I use the token, but just imagine that I used Carrier as the match goes exactly the same nonetheless. Using Dragster, I kill her Crowley on pass. She summons Nefarious Archfiend and uses it for Silent Honor Arc that attempts to attach my Dragster. I nope it with Dragster's effect and attack her directly on my turn, which wins the match and gives us another prize token. GG boys, we did it for the 2nd time in a row. The deck is finally doing what it's supposed to do. The Chalmers were pretty tough this time around as well, and I really enjoyed this match. This was the last match of the evening, and I thought about ending the video here, but I had an itch. I needed to beat the Cyber Dragon deck. So I met up with my buddy at his place on the next day to play against his deck. He makes me go first, and I start off by using Tuning to search Junk Synchron and Milk Row. I proceed to dump Jet Synchron with Converter for another Junk Synchron, which I summon and revive Converter. Climbing into Speeder, I revive Jet Synchron with Converter and use Speeder's effect. Nitro Synchron draws me Boost Warrior that I summon and climb into Librarian. Using Nitro Warrior, I can summon Crystal Wing, I bring out Dragster and end my turn with a set 1 for 1. Opponent discards Cyber Dark Claw, but I negate it with Crystal Wing. He then discards Cyber Dark Cannon, which I negate with Dragster. Still not stopping, he summons Cyber Dragon Nexter by discarding Cyber Dragon Hearts, which triggers its search effect, adding Cyber Dragon to his hand. Then uses Cyber Repair Plant to search for Cyber Dragon 2, which he normal summons and overlays into Cyber Dragon Nova. I use the quick effect of Steam Synchron to summon my Tactical Nuke to wipe his field, but it's too late, as Nova summons Cyber Dark and Dragon and equips my Nitro Warrior. But this is a third cheeky play of the day, boys, as the only way his monster can be summoned is by its own effect. He sets a card and punches over my satellite warrior, which triggers his destruction effect that brings back Speeder. I then summon Junk Synchron, which revives Converter, and use them to summon Junk Warrior. Converter revives Synchron, and I can climb into Junk Destroyer, which clears his sad DNA surgery. I then punch over his monster with Crystal Wing and attack him directly. On his turn, he summons Cyber Dragon and uses it with my Crystal Wing to summon Chimera Attack Mega Fleet Dragon. Using Overload Fusion, he summons Chimera Attack Over Dragon, with which he attacks and kills me. Game 2, I apparently decide to go ape mode and go first instead of second against an OTK deck with no negates. I do the combo and get to Speeder that allows me to summon Librarian, and go through Nitro Warrior, ending on it and Dragster. Opponent summons Cyber Dragon and uses it with Dragster to summon out Chimera Attack Fortress Dragon, which is not ideal to say the least. Using Cyber Dark Realm, he searches Cannon, which he discards for the Search of Claw, that gets him to Cyber Repair Plant. Repair Plant searches for Hurts, and from there he goes full combo and OTKs me. So, props for fair game 2, but that's the second time we lost against this deck because of an illegal play. Anyways, the loss ends our win streak once again, and with that today's gameplay ends as well. We can go to the conclusion part of the video, but we have another segment after that, so check that out as well. We got another token, boys. I can't believe how far our deck has gotten in only 6 episodes. I feel like we can actually do locals in 1, max 2 episodes. We just need some hand traps and a few extra deck cards. The main deck feels super consistent right now, at least compared to before. We would like to see some better recovery in case we get our board wiped, but other than that, I am super satisfied with the state it is in. One mental note that I made is that we are in dire need of Axel Synchron. It will allow us to get back on track easier in dire situations. Other extra deck cards that we need are some alternative ways of removal/disruption and the replacement for Gaia. Gaia can be replaced by either Coral Dragon or Stardust Charge Warrior, depending on which secondary effect we want, but Charge Warrior definitely has better synergy with Satellite Warrior. Another thing that I noticed was the fact that Storming Mirror Force is becoming useless at this point. I would definitely appreciate a card that disrupts the opponent's plays more than a battle trap. Looking at our must-need gear, I believe that we have checked all of the minimum requirements. We have a deck box and enough card sleeves for the deck, so no more money lost on that stuff. I still strongly believe that borrowing dice sucks, and that a playmat would really complete the setup. But a playmat is a huge chunk of money for us right now, and we really don't want a basic paper one, right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It took me some time to edit all of this stuff and post it, but that's why I have this segment for you at the end. Well, we got some loot, boys. So, a little backstory. One of the comments under the episode 5 video of Up to Speed mentioned that I should go visit locals once my deck gets strong enough. Well, I did, and it went pretty average, but I didn't play with the Synchron deck. What I played with is another deck, but I won't tell you the name of it. So here's a challenge. Try to guess the deck, comment it below, and if you're correct, I'll find a way to reward one of you in the next episode of Up to Speed. By the way, none of the cards that I get can be used in the series. So the cards that we need out of this are the Bestial cards and the Cash Trilla cards. 5 packs of Darkwing Blast, boys. And 2 field centers, which I'll just put in a sleeve for now. Then we have a single copy of Limited Art Blazing Hita, which is amazing and I can't wait to put it in my collection. Now let's get into the opening of Darkwing Blast. Hopefully we pull something good, boys. Pack number 1. I need to open it carefully to not damage the cards. Okay, here we go. Okay, Amazon's War Chief is the first card. Then we have Celestial Laterite Aesthesia, Prediction Princess Bibliomuse, Amazon Silver Swordmaster, Dynamite Powerload, the Draco Slayer, for super rare, looks pretty amazing, Cucumber Horse, Ninjutsu Art Tool, Scarecrow Twinsaw, Naturia Blessing, and that's our first pack done. Second pack, boys. Hopefully a Cash Tira card or a Tear Element card. Let's see. Yorishiro of the Aqua, Nice. Tearlament's Grief, not what we need. Amazon's Pet Liger King, Amazon's Spiritualist. Blackwing Shamal the Sandstorm for the super rare. Okay, Dragonic Pendulum, Infernal Queen Salmon, Curse of Aramatir, Tearlament Scream, and second pack done. 3 packs left. Can we pull something amazing? That's the question right now. We need an amazing pull. Okay. Stars Align, Naturia Camellia, Decisive Battle of Golgonda, Celestial Apparatus Tizia, Terrors in the Hidden City for the super rare. Psychic Rover, the Great Noodle Inversion, Original Bamboo Sword, and Tearlament's Heartbeat. Well, no luck so far. 2 more chances to pull something amazing. If we don't, we don't, but we shall see. Okay, Laughing Puffin, Amazon's Silver Sword Master, Kashtira Ogre, nice. Prediction Princess Bibliomuse, Branded Beast. Okay, that's one of the cards that we need. But next we have Omen, Blackwing, Amazon's Golden Whip Master, and Dragonic Pendulum. Last pack, boys. Let's see. Silent Wolf Kalupo, Stars Align, Tearlament's Grief, Tobari the Sky Ninja, some ninja support, Wallow, founder of the Drudge Dragons for the super rare. Tri-Brigade Showdown, Naturia Blessing, Scarecrow Twinsoul, and Ritual of Prediction. So, no luck today, we didn't pull what we wanted to pull. Well, we didn't get what we were looking for. But, if you enjoyed the opening and want me to see open some more product, please drop a like to let me know and comment the product that you want me to do next. This was a longer episode than usual, but it took me a long time to make it as well. So, one thing that happened was that our channel has hit 50 subs and I am so thankful for that. If you enjoy my content, click that subscribe button and let's get this channel to 100 subs. As always, comment below any ideas you have for the deck or anything else really. See you next time. Bye bye.